Hey everyone, welcome back to another solo queue tip of the day. We're up to 14 now. And so today I'm going to be covering more things on mid lane roaming and debunking a bit of a mid lane roaming myth. So this is obviously for mid laners that can roam, champions that have roam potential, like excluding things like Orianna and things of that vein. So for today, generally, I see this all the time in low elo games or even right the way up to, low diamond. And the mindset mid laners have is, if I can't get a guaranteed kill off if I roam, it's a waste of time. And this is complete hogwash, honestly. So generally what I'll see players, in this game, my mid laner, Kled, is bringing roaming bot and is killing my bot lane. I have a few options here. I can hit tower for plates. I can look for raptors, my raptors, the enemy raptors. I can get deep vision. There's a lot of these things. But in solo queue, no one plays perfectly. Even if I know it's unlikely that I'm going to be able to kill this Akali, I still get advantages regardless for my team. So there's a few things that can happen here. A, he completely backs off, has to base because he's scared of him being dived. So Camille gets to shove out the wave, maybe gets a play and gets to base. B, Akali actually forgets that I'm coming up and his team doesn't ping, and then he looks to all in Camille and I'm here ready to follow up and counter gank it. Or C, he stays and nothing happens, and okay, regardless, maybe my Camille's able to get the wave in and reset. Yes, any of these things can happen, but in solo queue, no one plays perfectly. So when I go up in here, yes, okay, my top laner takes a bad trade, but in this specific situation, who knows what could have happened? Maybe Akali could have all-in. And I believe in a majority of solo queue matches, I've done this so many times where I'm walking up here, they don't ping me out, and then I'm able to either get a dive or kill them as they're all-inning someone because my top laner can take an aggressive trade. And so I see this all the time. So remember, it's not just about getting a kill. Sometimes it's about relieving pressure. Sometimes it's about getting them a recall. Sometimes it's about allowing them to get to CS and reset or get some plates or whatever it is. It's not just about the kill. Think about it more as that you're exerting your pressure around the map, because remember, the game is more than just 1v5. You've got to help and use your teammates and get them strong. And remember, this is very different in competitive. Maybe it's a lot harder to make these roams off, especially if you can't dive, because they'll be on comms and it's very unlikely that you'll be able to get the dive off. So then that's where 100% I recommend you hitting tower, getting raptors, getting division, etc, etc. And again, remember, this is for mainly roaming oriented champions. So let's go into a few more examples. So in this example here, I'm playing Talia vs Swain, and I have the shove off mid, and I see my enemy, the enemy bot lane shoving up very deep right here. So there's two things I can choose to do here. I can choose to continue to harass mid. I can maybe look to do raptors. If my jungler's not here, I can look to get a recall off. But yeah, obviously roaming is the best option. And a lot of people may say, that it's like, oh, but if I get halfway and what if they back off? Like, I could have pressured Swain under tower. No, even if this is warded, what this is going to do, okay, even if the roam doesn't happen and they back off and, you don't get anything, this is going to allow your free up your bot lane to get farm. It's going to free them up to get maybe a reset and fix the wave. Maybe it's going to free them up to get a bit of lifesteal or whatever it is. It's always going to help the lane regardless, even if I don't get the actual kills off. And in this case here, I took the 50-50. It was a pretty obvious roam, but they didn't back off, and then we end up cleaning up here and getting a bunch of kills. And we collapse on them. And this ends up turning out to be a really great play. But I knew in my mind, regardless if it was warded, regardless if the jungle was here waiting and, I had to back off, it would help my bot lane anyway. And this is the mindset you need to have with roaming. Not every single roam is a kill. It's about expanding your pressure around the map to relieve pressure for your teammates, and not only for yourself, but for your teammates. And that's a really, really important concept. And I'll show you another example here in this game where the exact same thing happens. Again, I shove in mid, and the chances are that I get this roam off. I thought it was pretty slim. I thought there would be wards in here, at least on topside river, because I knew the jungle was around here. But it happened to be no wards. And I was thinking, well, either one or two things is going to happen. I'm going to walk up here, he backs off, and I defend the dive and allow Aatrox to get all the farm. Or I come up here and I clean up a kill, or maybe one or two, depending if the jungler's here. And as I come here, I see the jungler here, Aatrox dies, but then I end up killing the enemy top laner and then being able to farm all these minions under the tower, which ends up getting me really far ahead. So again, it's a win-win situation unless we literally I can't walk up here and I can just die. Majority of the time you're either going to defend a dive, you're going to relieve a lot of pressure for them, or you're going to create advantages for your team regardless. And this is what you call, hovering outside your lane, expanding your pressure around the map, making your influence be known, and this is how you actually carry games. Even if you don't get kills, it's still these little small advantages add up over the course of a game that can actually lead to a victory. So hopefully try this out in your games, and you'll see it definitely will have an effect like within every single game you play if you can play like this. Obviously, a caveat to this and something you need to take note of if you're playing something like an Orianna, maybe it is just beneficial to play for tower chips, or Twist of Fate. Sometimes it's better just to play for tower chips, especially if Demolish. And not a lot of champions can roam, but again, this style of gameplay is very common around mid laners that can roam. Like in this example, I'm playing Talia, LeBlanc, Talon, etc., etc. Just the roaming style mid laners. So have a go. Let me know how it goes, and cheers. Thanks for watching.